it's Russie Edwards with Keller Williams, and I'm joined by Bryce Burnham with Cache Valley Bank. Hey, Bryce.
Hey.
He is the preferred lender for visionary homes, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the construction financing process and how it's different from purchasing an existing home.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here too. So I've worked with Bryce a lot on new construction and non-new construction, and he's amazing either way. So he's got a ton of knowledge. We're going to try to shorten it down because it's so much information, but just know you can reach out to him anytime with additional questions. So first things first, because it's our first step always when buying a home, is pre-qualification. How is it different pre-qualifying for construction financing versus pre-qualifying for an existing home?
Absolutely. That's a really great question. I have a lot of people that ask, hey, we want to build a house. We're excited. We've never built before. We bought a ton of houses. How is this different?
Yeah.
And there are a few things that are different. It's mostly, as far as collecting financials, is equating debt to income and different things like that. It's very much the same. But some of the parameters that we qualify them against to make sure that they qualify are different. One thing that we do as well with new construction, because we're looking into the future, which unless someone has experience in this arena can be very difficult.
Yeah.
And so we use, rates today are, 4.25, 4.375, 4.5. What we typically will do is, okay, when I qualify you, I'm going to make sure if rates are 5.5%, which is terrifying to think about for some people, like, there's a little bit of shell shock with that.
Yeah.
But what we do is I'm going to run your debt to income ratio against the payment at 5.5%, because then and the builder knows, and the bank knows, no matter what happens to the market, this beautiful home that you've designed, you're going to be able to close on it, qualify for it, and move in.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing we do, is we use a higher interest rate parameter to qualify you. Second is that you nearly need to plan with your lender or someone that is experienced with the building process to know your limits. When we go through the qualification and we go through, that 5.5% interest rate, what's your limit? You qualify for $350,000, $450,000, $650,000, and that's it. So when you're in the designing process, and even after you start the construction process, and you want to add features, because it is more affordable when the contractor's on site to make changes, make upgrades, move a wall there, add this feature to the kitchen. You want to do it during the build process because it's more affordable than calling a contractor to come in later and make those changes. However, you need to know what your limits are.
That's the job also as a buyer's agent. I'm going to be in on this process. I'm going to know what your ceiling is too. So when we're in the design center and when we're making those decisions, or you're making the decisions on your upgrades, I'm going to help you remember your budget so that you're not qualified for $500 and all of a sudden you walk out of your design center at $750 and you're like, oh, is that a problem? Yeah, it is. Someone else is going to have your amazing home, not you. The next question that we get really frequently is, what does a down payment look like on construction loans? How does that work? How much do I have to have down? What's the down payment structure?
Absolutely. That's another great question. One of the big things that we get is, how much is my down payment and when am I going to have to come up with the money?
Okay.
At what point does that money have to be paid? So it's really important it is different with new construction, the time that you have to pay money at certain increments. When you meet with a builder and you find a lot that you love, often you'll want to tie up that lot so nobody else buys it with earnest money, which is typically, $1,000 to $2,000. And then as you move along and you start to get ready for the design process of your home, picking colors, really finalizing plans, you're going to start to employ a lot of time from the builder and their team that's involved. And that's costing the builder money. So before they want to step into that process, they're going to want a builder's deposit. So we've got the earnest money, and then we're going to have a builder's deposit that's going to go down. And then we get you through the financing, get your loan approved for the construction loan. And then to open that construction financing, we require 5%, which is actually less than most lenders.
Okay, so you get credit for your earnest money and for your builder's deposit towards your down payment.
Exactly. And down payment, earnest money and builder's deposits vary between builders. Some require more, some require less. I would say that $1,000 for earnest and $5,000 for the builder's deposit is low. That's kind of on the low end. But the important thing is you're not going to have to come and pay for that and then also pay an additional 5% with the lender.
Remember, each situation is a little bit different. So your situation may require more down or less down than mine. So that's why you want to talk to your mortgage professional, make sure that they are looking at all of those things so you know what to expect.
Exactly.
And then your construction deposit obviously goes towards, it's a credit towards your long-term financing.
Yes. Yep, when your house is done and we're ready for the long-term loan, you'll get credit for that full 5%. Anything you've paid thus far is a credit to you towards that end transaction to establish your long-term mortgage and pay off your construction loan.
Awesome, I love it. And I keep saying these are the most important questions, but they're kind of like, they all come together. So everybody wants to know, so you're the preferred lender for Visionary, and I get this all the time. Why do I have to use their lender? What is the advantage to using a preferred lender?
That's a really great question, and I obviously get it all the time as well. You know, my brother's a lender, my uncle's a lender, my mother's cousin's dog groomer's best friend's hairdresser is a lender, and I would really like to use that to work with that person.
Right.
There's a really important aspects of that process. You know, we've worked very hard to earn preferred status with a builder. We help them finance their developments. We also finance their spec lines. These are that preferred lender that specializes in the construction process, knows the process, knows the timelines. There are a lot of moving parts in financing and building a home. You've got a builder, you've got city inspectors, you've got trades, you've got agents, you've got licensing, you've got permits, you've got appraisers, you've got underwriters, you have borrowers. Oh my goodness, if you don't know all those moving parts of that process, if you're just a one-off lender that somebody's mom's, you know, pet groomer's hairdresser, that you don't do new construction, you're going to cost that client time and you're going to cost them money.
Yes, absolutely. And from not being in the lending side, but from being a buyer's agent with the new construction, I do see that it tends to be a way smoother process if you use the preferred lender of the builder, because they know that builder and what they need and their processes inside and out.
Absolutely.
So just like Bryce was saying, it's so much smoother if you have someone that's familiar with not only the construction process, but also with that specific builder and what they require, and knows their time frames and knows what they want, because it's going to make it way, way smoother of a process for you if you have a lender that knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
So do they have to use the preferred lender?
You know, in a lot of cases they don't. It's actually, you don't have to use the preferred lender. Usually a builder will build incentives in, because it really does the builder a lot of favors to work with someone that knows what they're doing and is familiar with their processes. So a lot of lenders will build in incentives, whether they're free upgrades to the home, credits towards landscaping, even credits towards closing costs, or just you know, the sales price of the home specifically. They'll work into the contract of the home a certain dollar amount for a lender's incentive, because they really want that process to go smoothly for you and for them, because they're building a lot of houses. Builders are just not able to keep up now, and they're trying to build as many homes as they can. And if every home has difficulty, it will slow down their entire business and end up costing them time and money all over the place. So they really want to work with someone that knows what they're doing.
It's important to educate yourself. Regardless of who you decide to use, it never hurts to talk to another lender and get a second opinion. We recently had a situation, Bryce and I, that we had a client we were working together with. They decided to go a new construction route with a different builder, and the closing costs just were not adding up. It was like, this is so much, what's the difference? And so Bryce was able to look at that and say, hey, well, this is being built in here and this is here, and save my client like $4,000.
Yeah.
It was a lot of money. And going with the builder's lender is going to make your process so much easier, but you just need to make sure that you're educated and that you know exactly what you're getting and exactly what you're paying. So it's important to have a lender that is transparent and that you can see exactly what those fees are.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're going to wrap it up because this is getting a little bit long, but I wanted to say thank you again so much to Bryce with Cache Valley Bank. I'm going to put his information in the comments so that you know how to get a hold of him, because as you can see, he's just this huge bank of knowledge. And then also, thank you so much to Visionary. You guys, I don't even know if you can see this amazing kitchen behind me, but we're here at the Visionary Model Home on 2750 in North Ogden, and it is amazing. They're going to enter to win a basket, and my basket's pretty fun. It's all my stuff that I love.
Yes.
So what should we...
I know Cache Valley Bank, one thing that I really enjoy is going to the movies.
Oh,
and so
I do too.
I think Cache Valley Bank, I think, is going to throw some movie tickets in there.
Yay! Thanks.
Lucky winner.
Comments, maybe in a funny picture, what your face looks like when you get your mortgage estimate.
Yes! If you're working with Cache Valley Bank.
Like that?
And this,
or like,
if you're not.
So let us know.
Yeah. And let's add another level.
Oh, yeah.
Post a comment on this video, and whoever gets the most likes on their comment, maybe shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That way you can call your friends and family and be like, hey, go to this video, check out my comment, throw some likes on there, so that you have total control of whether or not you win
I love it.
this prize. I think that's a cool level.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, you guys, and have a fantastic Monday.